Um, the Alumni Association had a thing that they did every 3 to 5 years. They would choose two staff members to honor who had been at the Mountain Mission School the longest with a trip of their lifetime, a dream trip, if you will. And my wife and I had been here for 28 years, and our time came up, and they chose Patty and I to do a dream vacation, and so we chose to go to Hawaii. Of course, always wanted to go to Hawaii. Knew we'd never have a chance, probably ever again. So they paid for it. Was all expense paid trip to Hawaii. So we set off to Hawaii. Now there are so many stories in this story, but Jake asked me just to tell the one story about the beach in Hawaii. While we were there, Mr. and Mrs. Sweeney gave us their snorkels and mask, and they said that in their fins, and they said that when they were over in Hawaii, they went quite frequently. They loved going into the water and looking at the tropical fish, and so we took them and put them in our luggage, and sure enough, the first stop we took, we went out and we spent almost the whole afternoon out there just looking at beautiful tropical fish. It was just breathtaking. And about the third day into our vacation, we went to a different beach. It was called the Black Sands Beach, literally because the sand is pitch black. It looks like it's dirty, but it's as clean as can be. It's just lava sand is what it is. And we swam in this beach. And we're laying out there on this what appeared to be a dirty beach, but it was a clean, beautiful sand beach on our blankets. And I told my wife, I said, I'm going to go out and snorkel a little bit. You want to go? And she said, no, I'm just going to take a nap here on the beach. And so she laid down on the blanket on the beach, and I looked out, and there were a bunch of people way out there snorkeling. And so I put on my mask and the snorkel, and I said, well, I'm going to do this. So I went out, but I didn't want to bother with the fins, so I just swam out, and I found swimming out was really easy. I mean, I started to feel like I was a real athlete or something, because I was flying through the water, going out snorkeling, and then I got to the place where everybody was snorkeling, and I kind of veered off from them. I wanted to be by myself and see different fish, so I went to kind of a different little cove. But I kept the beach in sight. I could see my wife laying on the beach. And there wasn't a whole lot of people on the beach, actually. But anyway, I got out there and I snorkeled for a good time, and I realized, I have had enough snorkeling, seen enough fish, it's time to go home. So I turned around to go back in, and I started swimming, and I realized I wasn't going anywhere. And I started feeling the current stronger and stronger, and I realized I knew enough. I had my senior life-saving, and I had my WSI, which is I'm qualified to teach swimming. I realized right away from my training I was in a riptide, and I know you just don't swim out of riptides. And so I started motioning for my wife on the beach and yelling for her. She could hear sounds, me yelling. She thought I was just saying hi. And every time I was going up in the air with my hands waving, she would wave and lay back down. And I realized, oh no, I'm going to die in Hawaii. I'm going to drown. And it's good. But then again, I drowned in Hawaii. This isn't too bad. Of all places to drown, I drowned in Hawaii. And so I just realized if no one was going to save me. If I was going to save my life, I would have to do it. And I just prayed, God, give me some kind of wisdom here. And I remember very plainly that I was prepared to meet the Lord. I thought that was my last day on this earth. And I was okay with it. I was calm. And probably what saved me was staying calm, because it occurred to me I can't swim. The riptide was the whole cove. It had the whole cove. But it befuddled me why those people out there weren't bothered with the rip. It was just me. And I couldn't get to them. The riptide wouldn't let me get to them. So anyway, I decided that I had to do something. So I took the snorkel and I tied it around my bathing suit, and I started diving to the bottom of the ocean. And on the bottom of the ocean were these big coral rocks, and I would grab them and I'd pull myself on the bottom of the ocean about 5 yards at a time, come up, grasp for air, go back down, come up, get air, go back down, grasp stones. I'm crawling on the floor of the ocean. Fortunately, there are rocks down there I could hold on to. Couldn't do that. The normal ocean was just sand. I was able to take the rocks, pull myself in, till finally I got myself far enough in that I was able to stand up. And I stood up and I literally crawled onto the beach, and I am crawling out of the water, and my wife sits up in the blanket and she looks and said, "A little dramatic, isn't it?" And I said, "Patty almost drowned." And she said, "Yeah, sure you did," thinking I was just horsing around and joking. And I was gasping for air, and she thought I was just being an actor and being dramatic. But I really did think I was going to die that day. And then when I got to the beach, here's the worst part about it, and here's the lesson to learn. I look around and I see these people out there, and I finally get my breath, and this guy comes over. He says, "You okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I think I got caught in that riptide." He goes, "I noticed you didn't have fins on. Why?" And I said, "I didn't think I needed them." He said, "Sir," he pointed to a sign. It said in big bold print, no more than 20 feet away from us, "Strong riptides must wear fins at all time. Current too strong for normal swimmers." There was a big bold print. All I had to do was read it. But no, I just wanted to get in the water and go swim. If I had read that, I would have put my fins on and I'd been fine. Like, I watch these swimmers then come out and they all had fins on. And of course, anyone who knows anything about wearing fins, it makes you 5 times stronger swimmer than you normally would be. And you can beat the riptide with the fins. But anyway, my trip to Hawaii, there are so many stories. That wasn't the only story in Hawaii that was like that, but that was one of my near death defeating stupid acts that I ever did. But hey, the coral was beautiful and the fish were beautiful, and I consider today it was a good memory.